According to several French media sources, French President Emmanuel Macron has requested an invitation to the BRICS Summit in August 2023 from South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. This news has not been confirmed by the Élysée Palace yet, and the spokesperson for the South African president claimed to be unaware of Macron's request. But it has caused quite a stir in the field of public opinion, as this is the first time that a leader of the G7 developed countries has attempted to attend a BRICS conference, especially against the background of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Moscow has asked Paris to provide an explanation. Do they want to establish some kind of contact once again to show the activity of Paris? Or is it some kind of Trojan horse? Hello and welcome. This is Rain Smith, and you are watching the New Africa channel. Many political observers who are familiar with Macron believe the report is no great shock. To begin with, BRICS is becoming increasingly important. The BRICS countries cover 26% of the total land area on the planet and have a combined population of 3.24 billion people, or more than 40% of the world's population. Not to mention that the BRICS 5 now account for 31.5% of world GDP, whereas the G7 accounts for 30%. Also, in the build-up to its next summit, BRICS has received membership bids from 19 nations, demonstrating its relevance in terms of growth, market, and prospects. Simultaneously, the role of the Global South is becoming more prominent. Throughout the Russia-Ukraine crisis, the West, including France, has piled more sanctions against Russia. They have discovered, however, that many developing countries have not joined their side as they had intended, but have instead remained neutral and called for an end to the fighting and a truce. The 59th Munich Security Conference, held earlier this year, focused on providing the Global South with a voice. It suggests that the West is in crisis and is concerned about losing its global supremacy. France is confronting numerous domestic and international issues. Having said that, Macron sees building ties with the BRICS as akin to discovering gold bricks for France and key to bolstering his reputation. Also, France has always seen itself as a major power and places great importance on independent diplomacy and strategic autonomy. Indeed, after Macron visited China in April, he urged Europe to develop more strategic autonomy, which caused a tsunami-like controversy in Europe and the US. Therefore, Macron's request to attend BRICS is, first and foremost, a masterclass in strategic autonomy. Macron's move can be seen as expressing dissatisfaction with the US, as the US, the leader of the West, is becoming increasingly unreliable. But it is more than that. Currently, there is a big divide between the North and South, and the split between East and West is equally huge. To bridge the gap, there is a need for someone to transcend ideological and geopolitical barriers, as well as break free from mental and conceptual restraints, and that person could be Macron. This could have unanticipated good consequences. Some experts also think that Macron's enthusiasm for attending the summit should be seen positively, as it demonstrates the importance of the BRICS presence on the world stage. His attendance at the summit would only increase the bloc's prominence and make the conference more likely to produce concrete results. Even if France is not a member of the organization, having the French leader attend the summit as an observer or special guest should not be a problem. France's strategic autonomy should be recognized and supported, and Paris' ability to contribute to the resolution of the Ukraine conflict should not be underestimated. According to these experts, Macron is not a Washington stooge, and he should be invited to the meeting. However, others are not so convinced about Macron and the motives fueling his desire to attend the upcoming BRICS Summit. For instance, on Wednesday, June 14, 2023, Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said Paris should explain why Macron wants to attend the South African-hosted top-level BRICS Summit, to which France is not a member state. It would be nice if they told why they want to attend the summit. Do they want to once again make some contact to show Paris activity, or is it a Trojan horse of some sort? Zakharova quizzed on Radio Sputnik. After all, we are talking about the organization to which they are in no way a member and toward which they have never shown any politeness. let alone showing any good intentions or feelings, she added. Other critics think France should also be conscious of the widening gap between Western and non-Western countries, as well as the fragility of mutual trust. The commencement of the Russia-Ukraine crisis, as well as the U.S.'s total containment and oppression of China, have increased pressure on countries to take sides. It is extremely difficult for France to achieve true strategic autonomy and autonomous diplomacy. But no matter where you stand, one thing is certain. This matter has demonstrated the enormous influence of the BRICS cooperation mechanism. BRICS Plus follows the principle of multilateralism, drawing dozens of emerging economies and developing countries to engage in the cooperation process, which aligns with the new multilateralism promoted by France and Europe. Based on its enormous influence in developing countries, can BRICS Plus open up to developed countries like France? This is an intriguing question, and in light of this news, the BRICS organization should seriously explore it. However, experts say it must be pragmatic rather than formalistic, and the pursuit of this form must not jeopardize the pragmatic cooperation of the BRICS mechanism itself. So, what do you think of today's video? Do you think Macron should be invited to the BRICS Summit as support for France's strategic autonomy to increase the bloc's prominence and promote the principle of multilateralism? Or do you think Western countries like France should be kept far from BRICS Plus so they don't spoil the party? Let us know what you think in the comments section below, and as always, do subscribe to the New Africa channel for more interesting future videos.